Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway platform. In fact, that was how he came to have such an unusual name for a bear, because Paddington was the name of the station. The Browns were waiting to meet their daughter Judy, and when Mr. Brown noticed something small and furry near the left luggage office, "It looks like a bear," he said. "A bear," repeated Mrs. Brown. "In Paddington Station? Don't be silly, Henry. That can't be."
Okay, here, look, there's that.
But Mr. Brown was right. It was sitting on an old leather suitcase marked "Wanted on Voyage," and as they drew near, it stood up and politely raised its hat. "Good afternoon," it said. "May I help you?" "It's very kind of you," said Mr. Brown, "but as a matter of fact, we were wondering if we could help you." "You're a very small bear," said Mrs. Brown.
I want to sit with Mom.
"Where
Okay,
are you
I'll
from?"
sit with both of you. Come on.
The bear looked around carefully before
Whoa.
replying. "Darkest Peru. I'm not really supposed to be here at all. I'm a stowaway." "You don't mean to say that you've come all the way from South America on your own," exclaimed Mrs. Brown. "Whatever did you do for food?" Unlocking the suitcase, the bear took out an almost empty glass jar. "I ate marmalade," he said. "Bears like marmalade."
You don't know?
Mrs. Brown looked at the label around the bear's neck. It said quite simply, "Please look after this bear. Thank you."
Where is Paddington? Finn, where is Paddington?
"Oh,
Can you get
Henry,"
him?
she cried. "We can't leave him here
Whoa.
all by himself. There's no knowing what might happen to
Is that
him.
Paddington?
Can't he come home and stay with us?" "Stay with us?" repeated Mr. Brown nervously. He looked down at the bear. Would you like that?" he asked. "That is," he said hastily, "if you have nothing else planned." "Ooh, yes," replied the bear. "I would like that very much. I've nowhere to go and everyone seems in such a hurry." "That settles it," said Mrs. Brown. "Now, you must be thirsty after your journey. Mr. Brown can get you some tea while I go and meet your daughter, Judy." "But Mary," said Mr. Brown, "we don't even know his name." Mrs. Brown thought for a moment. "I know," she said. "We'll call him Paddington, after the station." "Paddington." The bear tested it several times to make sure. "It sounds very important." Mr. Brown tried it out next. "Follow me, Paddington. I'll take you to the snack bar."
I fell over.
I want to make him touch the ceiling.
Mr. Brown was as
I
good
wanna
as
make
his
him
word.
one
Paddington
flip.
had never seen so
Can
many
we
snacks
make
on
him
one
one
tray, and he
flip?
didn't know which to
Okay,
try
can I give him
first.
kisses?
He was
I
so
love
hungry and
Jamie.
thirsty that he climbed up and onto the table to get a better look.
Aw, do you love Jamie?
Mr. Brown turned away,
Okay.
pretending he had tea with a bear at Paddington Station every day of his life. "Henry," cried Mrs. Brown when she arrived with Judy, "what are you doing to that poor bear?" Paddington jumped up and raised his hat, and in his haste he slipped on a strawberry tart, skidded
no.
on the cream, and
That's
fell
my
over
favorite
backward
part.
into his cup of tea. "I think we'd better go before anything else happens," said Mr. Brown. Judy took hold of Paddington's paw. "Come along," she said. "We'll take you home and you can meet Mrs. Bird and my brother Jonathan." Mr. Brown led his way.
Can you
to
go
the-
get Paddington?
Mr. Brown led the way to a waiting taxi. "Number 32 Windsor Gardens, please."
I want to make him.
The driver stared at Paddington. "Bears is extra," he growled. "Sticky bears is twice as much. And make sure none of it comes off on my interior. It was clean when I set out this morning."
Oh!
The sun was shining as they drove out of the station, and there were cars and big red buses everywhere. Paddington waved to some people waiting at a bus stop, and several of them waved back. It was all very friendly. Paddington tapped the taxi driver on the shoulder. "It doesn't look a bit like Dargest, Peru," he announced. The man jumped at the sound of Paddington's voice. "Cream," he said bitterly. "Cream and jam all over my coat." He slid the little window behind him shut. "Oh dear, Henry," murmured Mrs. Brown. "I wonder if we're doing the right thing."
Doing that face.
Fortunately, before anyone had time to
He's
answer,
doing that face.
He's doing that face.
they arrived at Windsor Gardens and Judy helped Paddington onto the pavement. "Now you're going to meet Mrs. Bird," she said. "She looks after us. She's a bit fierce at times, but she doesn't really mean it. I'm sure you'll like her." Paddington felt his knees begin to wobble. "I'm sure I shall if you say so," he said. "The thing is, will she like me?" "Goodness gracious," exclaimed Mrs. Bird. "What have you got there?" "It's not a what. It's a bear called Paddington," said Judy. "He's coming to stay with us." "A bear," said Mrs. Bird as Paddington raised his hat. "Well, he has good manners, I'll say that for him." "I'm afraid I stepped on a jam tart by mistake," said Paddington. "I can see that," said Mrs. Bird. "You'd better have a bath before you're very much older. Judy and I can turn it on for you. I dare say you'll be wanting some marmalade, too. I think she likes you," whispered Judy. Paddington had never been in a bathroom before.
I made a 10 and an 11 and 12.
You did. Good
While
job.
the water was running, he made
You see
himself at
Daddy?
home.
He's
First of
reading
all,
us a
he
book.
tried
Don't
writing his
press-
new name
no,
in
you
the
can't play
steam
with
on the
that.
mirror. Then he used Mr. Brown's shaving cream to
Whoops.
draw a map of Peru on the
I
floor.
want to sit on.
It wasn't
Go
until
sit
a
with
drip
Daddy.
landed on
Go
his
get-
head that he
go get
remembered what he was
Paddington.
supposed to be doing.
What are you doing, silly boy?
He soon discovered that getting into a bath is quite one thing, but it's quite another matter getting out, especially when you're full of soapy water. Paddington tried calling out, "Help!" at first in a quiet voice so as not to disturb anyone, then very loudly, "Help! Help!" When that didn't work, he began bailing the water out with his hat, but the hat had several holes in it, and soon his map of Peru turned into a sea of foam.
Oh no.
Suddenly, Jonathan and Judy burst into the bathroom and lifted dripping Paddington onto the floor. "Thank goodness you're all right," cried Judy. "We heard you calling out." "Fancy making such a mess," said Jonathan admiringly. "You should have pulled the plug out." "Oh," said Paddington, "I never thought of that." When Paddington came downstairs, he looked so clean that no one could possibly be cross with him. His fur was all soft and silky, his nose gleamed, and his paws had lost all traces of jam and cream. The Browns made room for him in a small armchair, and Mrs. Bird brought him a pot of tea and a plate of hot buttered toast and marmalade. "Now," said Mrs. Brown, "you must tell us about yourself. I'm sure you've had lots of adventures." "I have," said Paddington earnestly. "Things are always happening to me. I'm that sort of bear." He settled back in his armchair. "I was brought up by my Aunt Lucy in darkest Peru," he began, "but she had to go into a home for retired bears in Lima." He closed his eyes thoughtfully and a hush fell over the room as everyone waited expectantly. After a while, when nothing happened, they began to get restless. Mr. Brown tried coughing, then he reached across and poked Paddington. "Well, I never," he said. "I do believe he's fast asleep." "After all that's happened to him," said Mrs. Brown. "Is it any wonder?"
Aw.
Anyone?
Is it any wonder?
Anyone?
Is that a good story?
Should we do the other page?
Other page, maybe?
Okay, that's it. That's the last page.
Finn, what does Paddington say in the movie? Do you remember when he's in the bathroom?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Yeah.
What does he say? I seem to be having a spot of trouble with the facility. A spot of trouble.
Do you want to read the other Paddington book?
No.
Oh, you want to read another book?
That's a padding. Padding.
What about Where's My Puppy?
Oh, do you want to read Where's My Puppy? Okay.
We were
Can you find it?
Oh, Where's My Puppy? You find it in your books? Sometimes it's backwards.
I want to do that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you sit on Dad's lap?
You gotta do all the buttons.
Oh, boy.
I'm now getting
Can we get the tablet out of the way? Here.
10. I'm getting out.
Oh, cute.
Press here and turn the page. Great. Now press the yellow dot again. Perfect. Rub the dot on the left gently.
And that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's
Oh,
really good with left and
yeah.
right.
Well done. And now the one on the right, gently. Yeah. Fabulous. Now 5 quick taps on the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want that.
And 5 taps on the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally 5 taps on the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Try shaking the book just a little bit. Oh, good job. Not bad, but maybe a little bit harder. Shake it. Okay. There, well done. Now tilt the page to the left just to see what happens. What's gonna happen? Oh, and then to the right, a little more. Excellent. Shake the book one more time just to get everything back in order. You want to shake it?
Yeah.
Okay, shake it.
Whoa! Earthquake.
Okay. Interesting. Try pressing down really hard on all the yellow dots.
Oh, pressing so hard.
On the yellow ones.
No.
That's funny. Turn the lights back on by pressing them all again.
Can I put those?
Yeah, press the yellow ones.
That little one?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Hold on. Two of those dots seem to have switched places, but which ones? You see?
Yeah.
Is it these two? Yep. Now press hard on all the dots, really hard. Okay, good job. Not bad. Shake them up a little.
Good
Alright.
job.
For me.
Pretty, isn't it? Try blowing on them to get rid of all the black. Maybe a bit harder? Oh, good job. Oops, that might have been a little bit too hard. Stand the book up straight to make the dots drop down again. There you go, that's perfect. Now clap your hands once. Whoa, clap twice. 3 times? More. Keep clapping. Keep going. Whoa, keep clapping. More, more, more. Uh-oh, too loud. Quick, press the white dot. Good job.
It's maybe not too loud.
Bravo. All right. That's a good story.
It is a good story.
Read more.
Okay, one more.
That one, that one, that one.
Oh, Little Blue Truck's Christmas?
That's a good one. Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. December's here. Little Blue Truck is full of cheer. Every Christmas, Little Blue has a delivery job to do.
4, 5.
5 trees ready to take a ride. How many trees will fit inside?
1.
1 tree, 2 tree, 3 tree, 4. Just enough room for 1 tree more. Blue has friends both far and near. Who needs a Christmas tree this year? Honk, says the goose, the big one please. Now there are 4 more Christmas trees. Oink, says the pig, this fat one please. Now there are 2 green Christmas trees. Ma, says the goat, this short one please. Now there is 1 green Christmas tree. Little Blue Truck needs a Christmas tree. Beep, 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 this one's for me. Yay! It is bright.
That is bright. My goodness.
Can you do that?
Okay, I think it's time for bed, bud.
Okay, give Daddy kisses. Do you want to sing?
I can picture.
You can picture? Oh, there's Dad. Wave to Dad.
Hi.
Hi,
Say
Ben.
love you.
Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Ooh.
And you say, we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Love you.
Yeah.
Did
Can
we
I get a hug?
Oh, can you give him a hug? Go give him a hug. What? Did you fall over? Big hugs. Can you give him kisses? Real kisses? No, how about Eskimo kisses? Can you do Eskimo kisses? Now, how about a high five? And a fist bump. And another fist bump. And now run over to Daddy and twirl. Now draw a circle on the floor. Can you count to 100?
101.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Now can you count to 20?
20.
Can you sing the big number song?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10, 10, 10.